Hey YouTube, how's everybody out there doing? How have your holidays been? Mine have been pretty good. I'm still celebrating. I like to celebrate all the way up till, Three Kings Day or 12th night, whatever you want to call it. So we're right in the midst of that. I'm still celebrating. But as many of you know, I do enjoy tag videos, and I've seen a few going around recently that I think are actually old, but I had not seen them before. So I decided that I would go ahead and put in my contribution to the tag. Today's tag is going to be a musician tag video. I've seen this done by a few other people over the past few years, the ones I found. Most of them were younger people that maybe high school, college age, but I thought, you know what, I'm still an active musician, so I thought I would participate in the tag. So I'm going to get right into the questions. Question number 1 is, what instruments do you play? My main instrument, my primary instrument, is violin. I can also play viola. And because I'm a teacher and I have to have, some knowledge of different instruments, I have a basic working knowledge of cello and bass and guitar as well. Question number 2, how long have you been playing said instrument? So I did the math, and I've been playing the violin for 40 years. Viola, I didn't really pick up until after college. Only about, I'd say probably 27 years or so that I've been doing the viola. All right, so number 3, does your instrument have a name? My violin's name is Splinter. Had very many frustrating moments when I was practicing as a college student and not feeling like I was doing well, and I just was imagining myself smashing it against something. Gladly, I never did that. And my viola's name is Fifi for some reason. I think one of my siblings suggested that name for the viola. Her name's Fifi, so Splinter and Fifi. Question number 4 is, how often do you practice? I'm not a professional. I don't play full-time professionally. I'm a teacher, so probably not as much as I should if I was going to do that. But I definitely would practice 2 or 3 days a week for probably 45 minutes to an hour each time. And it says, what is your favorite note to play is a question. My favorite note to play is probably going to be one on these middle 2 strings here. This is the D string, and this is the A string. Something within the D major scale. I don't know. And it says, what note do you absolutely hate to play? I think probably the note that scares me the most is this 3rd finger note on the G string here, which is called the C. Because it's very easy to get this note out of tune if your hand and finger placement are just not perfectly right. It's the middle C in the grand scheme of things. If you know your keyboard or anything, this is the middle C, but probably my least favorite note. Yeah, I have to say. All right. The next question is, who is your favorite composer? It's changed over the years, but in the last recent years, I've really been a fan of Antonín Dvořák. He was a Bohemian, or nowadays we call it Czech, composer. I really like a lot of his music. Maybe I'll link a video or 2 below. And then probably my other favorite composer would be Ralph Vaughan Williams, who was an English composer in, I think, the late 19th to mid 20th century or early 20th century. He was really nice as well. I just like their sound. Yeah, those are probably my 2 favorite composers. And then it says, who are your musical influences? I think, not that I think that I play like them or ever could play like them, but I think Itzhak Perlman is probably one of the most respected violinists in the world. And I've seen him in concert at least twice, have a few of his CDs. So I think probably I would say Itzhak Perlman is a really big one. Joshua Bell, any of the top classical violinists, although they're soloists, and I'm more of like an ensemble orchestra musician, so I don't play at that level, but just striving to get the good technique and everything, because I do mainly play classical. My next one says, what is your favorite classical piece to play? And your favorite pop piece to play? Classical, gosh. There's a lot that I really enjoy playing. We just did a concert where we did the Nutcracker in the orchestra that I play in. That was kind of fun. And we also did the Vivaldi Gloria, which featured a choir. I like Handel's Messiah. I guess I'm thinking of Christmassy stuff because we just did some Christmas music. I have always enjoyed playing Scheherazade by Rimsky-Korsakov. That's a really fun piece to play. There's several that I like. And then when I'm on my own, just finding different new things to play. I have a whole book of violin sonatas by Joseph Haydn, and I go back to a few of those every so often, as well as a whole book of Bach unaccompanied sonatas and partitas that I just keep wanting to try to master just because of the technical difficulty on those. So yeah, I guess those are my favorite classical. And then as far as pop, because I don't play a whole lot of pop music. I don't know. It's always fun, when you get a cool movie theme or something like that to play. We did This Is Halloween from The Nightmare Before Christmas at one of our fall concerts. And that was kind of fun. Just, any kind of movie theme that's well written. We've done a lot of Disney type movie themes, and I think those are fun to play. I don't have a specific pop song that I like to play a lot, just different ones. The next question is, what is your favorite genre? Like I said before, I mainly play classical. I do like jazz, and I'd love to kind of explore that more. And then I also like folk music, like fiddle music. What is your favorite, or who is your favorite solo artist or band? Well, I mentioned a few of my favorite artists or my influential artists earlier. Itzhak Perlman, Joshua Bell. As far as a group, any of your top professional orchestras, Berlin Philharmonic, London Symphony, New York Philharmonic, you name it, those top professional orchestras are always great to listen to. But I also like to listen to some other types of music that are not classical. So Black Violin is a group. I've actually seen them in concert. It's actually two guys. One of them plays violin, one of them plays viola, and they do hip hop. And it's really cool because they are very well classically trained. And so they know all the techniques, but they've just decided to do their own thing and create a lot of their own hip hop music. And I think that's really cool. Plus, they're really promoting of music education. And as a music teacher, I think it's great for kids to have role models like that. So not just listening to their music, but also knowing what their philosophy is. I would also say Two Set Violin. I know they're not really a performing group, but they are two very well accomplished young classical violinists from Australia. They have a YouTube channel and they're wildly popular. And a lot of my students watch them and listen to them because they're into the whole meme thing and everything. So it's kind of cool for them to take something that seems like it's really nerdy, but then make it cool to the younger kids by showing them all the jokes and the fun stuff around it. So, and they do play very well as well. I've also heard them play. They're pretty good too. So then it says, what musicians have you seen live? Well, if we're talking about musicians like this, again, I've seen Itzhak Perlman multiple times. I've seen Joshua Bell. I saw Black Violin a couple years ago. So those are probably the main ones that I can think of. I've seen a number of different violin solos with orchestras because there is a professional symphony orchestra here, the San Antonio Philharmonic. So I've seen a number of different ones, but those are the ones that I can think of. And then Black Violin would have been their own concert. The next question says, if you could perform with any musician, who would it be? If I performed with them, I would sound really bad. I think it'd probably be cooler to play with somebody that was like maybe a singer and you're playing along with them on the instrument. So Ricky Skaggs, I saw him in concert. He's a bluegrass musician. Maybe if I was, good enough fiddle player to play along with him or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'd be too intimidated to play with some of the top violinists in the world. I think I wouldn't be on their level. So anyway. The next question says, if you could learn to play any other instrument, what would it be? I'd really like to learn to play the mandolin. And in fact, I did see when I saw Ricky Skaggs in concert earlier in the year, he is a expert mandolin player. And I think that'd be kind of cool to play the mandolin as well. Or maybe I'm very much a nerd for medieval and Renaissance history and music. So like one of those older predecessors to the modern violin, like the VL or something like that. I think it'd be kind of fun to learn and do one of those historical type of instruments. So the next question is, which instrument do you like the least? I hate to say that because every instrument is important. Probably the instrument that really makes me do this is the bagpipes. Sorry. I got a little bit of Scottish DNA, but it does not carry through to the music. Because when I hear bagpipes, I'm like, okay, guys, that's, a couple minutes of that is fine. I don't know. Sorry if you're a bagpipe player and you're watching this. The music's great, very culturally significant, but the sound is not great. So I don't know. That'd probably be it. The next question says, what activities are you involved in at school or in the community? Well, I am a teacher, so I do teach the string orchestra at my school. And we've also started a mariachi class. So I'm kind of getting into teaching that, mainly the guitars, the armonia section. And then in the community, I am involved with an actual community orchestra, just a group of volunteer amateur players of all different levels. And we get together once a week to rehearse, and we do concerts every couple of weeks. So yeah, I do perform and doing that. And then sometimes just get together informally with some of my musician friends to just play different music. So yeah, kind of cool. All right, the next question says, if you could perform anywhere in the world, where would it be? Oh, well, I always say Carnegie Hall, right? So maybe Carnegie Hall or something like that. Close Hall in Indianapolis, which is where I grew up. It's part of Butler University, which is a very nice fine arts college. And that was always like kind of a professional level concert facility. Maybe it'd be nice to go back to my hometown and play or something like that. Anyway, and the next question is, what made you want to learn an instrument? Well, when I was a kid, my family, especially my mom's family, was really into country music. And the singer and guitar player, Barbara Mandrell, had a kind of like a musical variety show on TV every week. And she had two sisters that were also musicians, and they'd get out and perform with her, and they would do little skits and whatever. Her sister Louise played the fiddle, and she would get out and play the fiddle sometimes. And I thought that was so cool. So I wanted to play the fiddle, and I begged for a violin, and my grandma got me a violin and got me some violin lessons. And so now I don't play the fiddle very much anymore. I play it more classical, but yeah, that's what got me into it. And yeah, I think that might be why I kind of want to go back to learning more of that traditional style. So why did you continue to play is the next question. I just really took to it. I really liked it. I won't say I was just practicing all the time and whatever, but I do like to play, and I've always liked to play. And every time I've thought, oh, I don't want to play, I should take this honors class at school or that conflicts with the orchestra class or whatever, I've never really been happy not playing. So even though I might take a break for a few months, but then I realized I need to get back into it. I can't not play for very long. It's just, I don't know, it's just part of me now. I've got to play in some way. So yeah, that's why. And then the last question, random question here. What's your favorite animal? It's a shark. I've actually been fascinated with sharks since childhood. Go figure. Some kids like dinosaurs. I like sharks, and I still do. I love to watch Shark Week, Shark Fest on National Geographic. Yeah, and if I can go somewhere that has a shark exhibit in like a zoo or something like that, I'm always wanting to check them out. I just think they're a fascinating animal. I don't know why. Anyway, so this was the musician tag. And if you're a musician and you haven't done this tag, you want to do it, feel free. Make sure you let me know if you do so I can check out your video. And I'll have some other videos coming out here pretty soon. So there's some other tags going around, as well as just some other things, nail polish and other type related. So hope everybody has a happy new year, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.